his team. Passing on to Tweed.
Hi, I'm David Board. Old Alliance.
That's all of me. I'm Barry. I'm also Scottish, but I live in the north of England. So we're from all over the place, and yeah, one part of the 3 founding members of Old Alliance.
Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hashim, your co-host as well.
Thank you for coming on our show today. I know it's been a long day for all of us. We've had some training right before we've been on the show. But I just want to let our viewers know these are all experienced coaches, and they'll be sharing their stories, hopefully, on our show today. So who wants to go first? Talking about your journey as a cricket coach, what have you learned so far?
Yeah, I don't mind going first. So I got into coaching by accident, believe it or not. Playing career, I didn't hit the heights of sort of international or county anything. I played for the army when I was in the army. When I left and moved up to Scotland, I started a cricket club up there, purely with a South African guy called Phil, and not Phil, Tony. Phil helped me later on. Tony helped us in there, and he just asked if I wanted to come along, did a little bit of coaching. We're talking 14 years ago now, and yeah, I went along to help and found out, well, I'm not as good a player as I used to be because of my eyes, so I get into coaching, and literally I've gone from there. Just fell in love with developing kids and their game.
David?
Yeah, funny, same thing. Coach by accident. I never wanted to be a coach, but I've been told to be a coach. Enjoy that. Went to do coach education, tutoring, and luckily I played international for France, so it was great to be. And I wanted to pass my experience to the next generation. So I went there doing education, program designing, and everything, and I see people enjoy what they do and achieve their best.
And lastly, you've got the legend coach
Oh,
Zain.
me, said to me back, 10 years, when I first came to Scotland, I was originally born in Pakistan and moved to Portugal when I was 7, 8 years old. And kind of coming to this country was just something new, and I only started playing cricket when I was 15, and getting that first experience of playing cricket, loving the sport, and I just kind of, from never playing to playing 7 days a week, it just became one of those things that I couldn't live without. And from there, I think it started without me having to think about what I wanted to do in life. So I just started from school, from volunteering, kind of coaching young kids, and I just loved doing that. It's just using the sport and its power to transform lives. And now, which I've never thought about, but no, I've definitely enjoyed coaching and gone so much out of coaching different parts of the UK, different part of the world. Yeah, different experience.
So a question for all of you, you are experienced coach, you've seen many players. What's the one quality you want to see in a player which would enable him to go ahead?
That's a good question, isn't it? The biggest thing for me is enjoyment.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think if they don't show an enjoyment or a love for the game, they're not going to go far.
Yeah.
Because you've got to have that passion, you've got to have that drive in order to do it. So if they've got the passion, and it doesn't matter on their skill level or their ability level, if you've got the passion, you can go as far as you want to go. It might not be as an international cricketer, but it might get you playing for your first team or for your second team. Whatever level you want to get to, if you've got the passion to show the enjoyment for it, then you can achieve it.
Yeah, today we had a session as well, and I saw the enthusiasm the coaches have. And if the coach, now you guys are lovely coaches, if you have the same enthusiasm, I'm sure your participants, the young kids, they will have the same sort of energy. But sometimes, kids, they sometimes come to sessions because their friend comes. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
It is. I think, as Barry said, we need to enjoy the session, whatever you do. And if you have your friend, you enjoy that. And I think if they take away, they should be, I'll wait for the next session. I want to go to the next session. So key things for me, for the coach, is empathy. You have to think what they want, what they need, and you offer the best sessions. That's why we were crazy today, because we wanted you to be enjoying.
Again, it's a pretty random thing for 3 random dudes to walk in and take a coaching session. I mean, it doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
And for the kids to experience something like that, it's up to the coaches what kind of persona and sort of personality bring into the coaching session. If we don't do that, then the coaches aren't going to enjoy it. Again, me doing this and see and the exercise, but if it wasn't made fun, if they didn't get much out of it, they'd never do that in a good manner. So yeah.
So in all of your coaching activity, you try to do something different, like, for example, batting, bowling. What aspect of coaching do you guys enjoy? like fielding, batting, or bowling, to our listeners listening?
Coaching, we said. Whatever it is, I think we're flexible. All of us can do batting, bowling, fielding, but I think we want to see the enthusiasm. And I think is, for me, how you pass the information. And today and yesterday, you saw that we work hard but fun. So you can work very hard, learn something, but enjoy yourself. It's not to be boring session, just make fun, and you learn a lot.
I think one for me is, and this has come about from when I went on, started my level 3, which I'm going through now, is spin bowling.
Yeah.
I've never been a spin bowler. And when going through the level 3, it's about pushing yourself out of comfort zone, and you've got to do that applied coaching, and you've got to do every aspect of the game. So I challenged myself to go, well, I'll go for the scariest part of the game, one that I know the least amount about. And you know what? I've actually really enjoyed coaching spin bowling. Believe it or not, because I'm learning something myself. I mean, and every coach can always continue learning. No matter how high you get, there's always something else you can learn. So for me, I'm a wicket keeper.
Yeah.
And I love coaching spin. So make out of that what you want.
So to all the listeners listening, some of them may not know what All Alliance is. Now, this is what you guys are representing. Can you explain briefly what All Alliance is?
All Alliance is just 3 guys that love coaching, in the simplest way. We've all got a similar philosophy about developing. We got into coaching not because we're forced to, or that. As you heard, it was pretty much by accident and falling there. It's something we love doing, is developing players, young players, but giving them an opportunity. There's so many kids out there that are in state schools from areas of high deprivation. We've seen it in sort of our day-to-day jobs as development officers, is so many have a talent, but they're not allowed to show it, or they're not able to show it. We want to provide that opportunity for them. And that's pretty much where Our Alliance has come from. Yeah, we run academies and that, but it's around about providing these funded places, giving opportunities for those kids, those families that necessarily aren't getting onto county trials or getting to county trials or don't have access to academies. We want to open the door and literally go, look, this is for everybody. It doesn't matter what your background is. Come along, get in. We will do anything we can to give you that opportunity to train with everybody else and put yourself as far as you want.
Sport for all. I think is we don't have a written in stone program. We just look around. It's more a bespoke program. If we see someone who wants just to enjoy it and be a better person, it's a program dedicated for a person. If you want to be on high performance, you have a program. So we don't go, we deliver our knowledge skill. We just see who we have in front of us, and we do a program.
So it doesn't matter how talented you are, even from a right beginner, you come to the sessions and you build yourself up.
Yeah, we're here for developing people, not only cricketers. So whatever you are, what you want your dream is, you can have a session with us.
And you guys have traveled all the way to come here. What is the reason for you guys to be in Luton?
You guys.
Yes.
And Nauman Javed, of course, who's we've known for years, has been a good friend of ours. And when he moved down to Luton and we started the Out Alliance up in Scotland, he was straight on the phone, going, I love it. I want to be part of it. And that's brought us down to Luton. As they said, we never thought we'd be coaching in Luton. Kevin Taylor, a good friend of mine, is from Luton. And about 6 months ago, he goes, why are you in Luton? I went, I'm coaching. It's like, just Luton. He said, you've gone the complete opposite way. But we go where we want. I mean, we've got a hashtag, develop on vodka talent, isn't it? Developing your talent. That's what we're about. We want to develop whatever talent that is. We want to bring it out. And look, we've enjoyed this weekend. It's been an absolute blast. I think some of the best coaching I've done in a long time. But that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I have a question. What does your training usually consist of? So what do you normally do in the start, so for the listeners to know how the training session goes? What do you do from the start to the end? What does it consist of?
The actual coaching session?
So like, the training sessions, what does it consist of? So if more players want to join, they would know what it's about and everything.
Yeah, no, if you think about the session can be broken down into, let's say, your warm-up and your kind of, what if you talk about from a coaching aspect, is your welcoming the players, the getting to know them, the new players, making them feel welcomed in that sort of new and kind of tough environment. I think some of them might be progressing from club cricket, some from other charitable events, charitable sort of tournaments. So again, the idea is it gets broken down into making sure that they are engaged at every single one of the players, whether that is through fun communication, whether that is through more enjoyable kind of drills and kind of games, and then that's what gets young people going to start with. And from that's when you implement your exercises. If it's like high performance, that's when you implement your fun drills. What field are you behind? So if you get that as your relationship going with the young people, with the parents, it makes your job as a coach so much easier. And we've all seen that over the years. And that's when you bring in your advanced stuff in your bowling and your batting, because you have that built relationship with the young person. It allows you to communicate everything you say, because otherwise it's so much easier to be technical with the problems. I think that people really bring in the biomechanics and all that stuff. But if the young person doesn't understand that, then what's the point? You need to be able to break it down into sort of simple terms that you can then communicate that to a young person. And then again, so warm-ups, that kind of stuff, technical aspects, game-based sort of scenarios, and then you finish it well with your children. That's kind of stuff that we try to do.
I think as Zane says there, we try to link we try to make it make sense.
Yeah.
There's so much jargon in cricket that people just don't understand. It's like, and a lot of coaches can get really technical in this. We try to bring our personalities into our coaching. We try to make everything link and understandable. And I think for us, which hopefully you've seen over the last couple of days, the two academies, we like to get involved. We don't just want to stay on the sideline. We want to have fun with you guys. We make up our own rules. You've seen that. That's just in order to make sure we win. But that's what we like to bring our personality into it. We like to bring that fun into it. As I go back to one of your first questions, what do we want to see in players? It's that passion, that enjoyment. Well, they're not going to get it if they're confused, they don't understand, and if everything was a hurdle. S and C, nobody likes S. I hate it. But if you make it fun, you start to learn, you start to link it in.
Again, I just not using the word. But one thing I just want to add in is when we're talking about all this personality, to me myself, like personally, I'm a very shy person. I don't really initiate the conversations to start with. But again, that's something that if you are that person, you want to go down the route of becoming a coach. If you are the right person, don't think, oh, you're a shy person, you don't like speaking in front of young people, you don't like dealing with young people. No, you have that skill set, you just need to use it. You just need to get out there and try it. And trust me, I say that from experience, you will absolutely love it. If you're listening to me and saying, oh, maybe I should give that a go, you're definitely getting involved with your local clubs, with charities, whatever it is, it's going to help you in the long run. And I can see that.
And talking about your last 2 days in Luton, yesterday there was a tournament. A lot of people know. How was it for you guys?
What a day. Absolute blast. Nail biting games, a lot. It was just the stuff that Nauman and that do down here, and even you guys getting involved. It was just amazing to see, and we've just enjoyed coming down, being part of that, getting to enjoy the experience, impart some of our sort of knowledge and pointers on, and just a little bit of difference. But for me, the weekend's been an absolute blast. And I never thought I would say this phrase, but Luton has been a blast.
Yes. And after the tournament, you guys did a coaching session. So you also implemented your tactics and everything. And I think the best part of having fun coaches like you guys is that the children will enjoy the session. They won't just come and just go like nothing around. And you asked so many questions as well. That even yesterday, I think David was helping me with my batting right at the beginning. I didn't expect that. But straight away, that created a positive relationship. I knew that David can help me in my batting. So I think that's how do you guys inherit that?
Point is what, if I bounce on Zen said, we just understand people. And I said shy as well. I think we three of us are more reserved persons and very enthusiastic. But we know people are the same. So we just want to make people comfortable. And the best way just to make it welcome and fun. So it's what I said. I saw you were struggling. So I just said, okay, now I want you to enjoy. So the word I jump and I just try to simplify it and make it some image for you just to be realized. And if you enjoy, I enjoy.
And look, nobody likes being, one of the worst things about going to school is having a teacher standing at the front and just talking at you. Everybody learns differently. And the best way to learn is by exploring it yourself. And that's how we coach, is by asking those questions. We want you to give us the answers. If you're struggling, we're there to help you and give the answers. But first of all, it's looking at ourselves and going, well, how can we do it? How can we do that? But knowing that you've got that support. And as you say, it builds that bit of rapport, that personal relationship going on. And that's key. Nobody just wants to be spoken to and told what to do. You don't learn anything that way.
Yeah, coming to tournaments like you guys came down to Luton. Is it your first time here, or you guys been here before?
I've been here. I've been
Yeah.
to Luton 3 times. Yeah, it's a funny town. But,
Yeah.
but I enjoy it every single time. With the people I meet, honestly, it's just for me, it's like I've come to a different world. But no, it's the people that you meet. It's the environment. It's that basic vibe. I mean,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
don't really get that.
In Scotland.
I mean, yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
different like, well, it's everything. It's a new experience. You take back.
The community and the people are just they're amazing. They really are. They've made us feel so welcome. I mean, this is my second time down. I came about a month or so ago
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Yes.
the first session, and my second time. And every time you just feel so welcomed
And
coming down.
Just
For me.
I've never dragged this much time. I've dragged in the past.
I'm loving it. I can go out the corner and get a Kashmiri straight away. I can't do that where I live.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
For me, I think it's my best experience because I've done a dozen of time at the airport, nightmare with delayed flight or train station. It's my best experience, Luton. Yeah.
Best experience in
Oh
Luton.
yeah.
What's the one thing in Luton that stands out from other places? You've
Food.
been
Food everywhere.
the food.
Every corner there is a shop with food and everything. So it's
Yeah,
a dream city for me.
It's
Yeah.
very diverse here as well.
Yeah.
Sense of community.
Yeah.
The one thing I miss is walking down the street and seeing your local markets, your local bazaars, everywhere. It doesn't matter where I've driven around in Luton.
Yeah.
You've got community everywhere,
Yes.
Yeah.
and that I think is something that is missed in a lot of places around the UK. So for me, that sense of community is it's just amazing to see.
And you've seen some of the lads that we come to the session, how respectful they are. They listen to you,
Yes.
and that is really important, not just for us to know, but for the coaches as well. Because when we listen to you, it shows that we respect you and we're listening to you. And the one thing I love about you guys coaching is that you do something different every time. It's not the same, drill that you do. Like today we did a circuit with Zayn at the beginning, and then the sweep shot, and then a match, 2 overs. And then seeing you guys play at the end was kind of fun as well.
You want to know the answer about that because
Yeah.
we have a short, small brain, so we don't remember what we do, so we change every time. No, I think it's just routine could be a nightmare, always the same thing. So it's the same principle, but learn from a different way. So you don't notice you learn because it's always different, but it's always the same core activity.
So all our guests that come on the show before, we always ask them these kind of questions. You're on the spot now, okay?
Are we in
So-
trouble?
Because you're coaches and your job is to help players. And if there's certain players who are struggling, for example, they're not able to play a shot properly, or let's say in a game they might have not performed to the 100% ability and they give up, what advice would you give them?
If you give up, you won't succeed. So you need to know. If you don't try, you don't know. So for me, it's not give up is always a solution. So find the right key. And for me, just finding as a coach, we find the right key to open the door and the player enjoy. So you don't give up, you just find the right key.
I say this to my son all the time. He's an avid cricketer. It's easy to do the easy things. It's
Yeah.
easy to do what you know.
Yeah.
The test of your character and you as a person is persevering with the things you can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And within cricket, there are so many things that every cricketer can't do.
Yeah.
Even your likes of your Joe Roots and your Babar Azams and that, there's weaknesses in their games.
Yeah.
When they go into nets, what they do is they practice the weaknesses to
Yeah.
get better at their weaknesses because they know what they're good at. And that's the one thing I'll say is just keep persevering because one day it will click and you'll get it. It might not be the best pull shot,
Yeah.
but you get a pull shot of a form. It's a test of your character. And that's all you can do.
Resilience.
Yeah,
Resilience.
Exactly. That's another word there. It's
Develop
resilience.
that, yeah.
It's just keep going because one day it will crack. And even if it doesn't, we'll make sure you have fun trying.
Show your true color. It's easy to run away from the difficulty.
Yeah.
Show who you are and face it. And it's so much enjoyment when you work hard, you persevere, and something click on, as you said. It's just great.
So what was the point in your life where you were on the edge of giving up or just not feeling the urge to play cricket more, where you carried yourself up? Do you guys remember any experience?
Well, I do. I'm only 24 years old, and 2 years ago I wanted to give up cricket. I wanted to retire. I considered retiring.
Oh,
Just with the amount of cricket that was going on and kind of not getting that sense of, let's say, enjoyment in my own sort of playing career. I had to then kind of go back down and restart again, just to rethink of how everything was going around me, how can I then pick that up again? Because that's that one thing. Because there's no harm in starting everything again, just having a rethink, just slowing it down, and then going again with the flow. Because there's no harm in that. You just need to spend time alone, have a think, and then use that to your own advantage.
I think it's find the joy again. I was the similar, and it was probably maybe 5 or 6 years ago for me. Getting older, eyesight's going, my glasses are getting thicker and thicker. So facing the young lads, I'm constantly getting out because I can't face the pace anymore. And that really got me down. Why am I playing? But I'm a coach. And I found the enjoyment again by just going away and stopping playing that competitive sort of game and going, well, I'm coaching under 13s, I'm coaching under 15s, there's thirds, there's fourths. There's no shame in actually going there. And I've found that joy again by playing within that level of cricket because I'm with the kids that I'm coaching. So I'm not just now coaching them on a Thursday night in the nets. I'm getting to see them in a game. I'm getting to be on the field with them. So you lose enjoyment. Step away, like Zayn says. Ask yourself, what did I enjoy about it in the first time? And then come back and find that joy again. And for me, that was just...
I think it's like a tank. You've done, I was lucky to do other sport national level, but after 20 years of high performance, training a lot, you feel your tank of competition is gone. And I have twins, so I couldn't feel comfortable to travel a lot with our twins. So I said, I lose my desire to play, but still enjoying coaching. And I've always more emotion coaching than playing. And I said, luckily, I won 3-time European Championship. I was more full of emotion when we won one as a coach than doing as a player. I cried nearly. I never cried as a player, which was tough, but as a coach, so much emotion. It's like a champagne bottle you open because I'm just so much emotion. So you don't have any age to coach player, as you said. Zayn is lucky 24 with double his age. So we didn't give
I'm
up.
not quite double his age. Come on.
I mean, everybody said, okay, if you don't, I didn't want you to turn up. If you're not motivated, if you don't have a mantra, I want to do something, so just give up and just fun now.
My question to you though, is what really inspired you to play cricket? As all three of you come from three different backgrounds, what really inspired you to play cricket, and what was kind of the first initial thought of you playing cricket?
This is probably going to show rebellious. It was my dad saying no. So I grew up quite young. My dad, he wasn't a sporty person, and I couldn't sleep one night. So this was during the Botham's Ashes. I got up and started watching that on the telly. And my dad comes through. He's like, "What are you watching this rubbish for? Get it off." He made me switch the telly off. But to me, that was, well, why does he think it's rubbish? So I just started watching it more and more. Yeah. And the more and more I watched it, the more and more I wanted to play it. Yeah. And that's what really drove me on. So it was probably a little bit of a rebellious side of me going, well, if it's that red button, is it don't hit the red button. You want to hit the red button. That was it for me. It's like, you don't want to play cricket. It's rubbish. Well, why do you think it's rubbish? So I went along, played it. And actually, it's like, well, I absolutely love it. Just fell in love with it straight away.
For me, funny story was in France, so not really cricket. It was through school. My English teacher launched teacher versus pupil, and my physics teacher was there, and we're not the best friends. So I just tried to cricket just to play against my teacher. I enjoyed that. So after I stayed, and I like what I like in cricket everywhere I've been. It's just the atmosphere compared to playing basketball or other sport where it's very arrogant and nobody talk. Cricket, you win, you lose, everybody talk to each other. And I love this family atmosphere, friendly atmosphere. So I just play there.
You see that in your coaching sessions as well, the kind of atmosphere we have with all the coaches and all the players. They're very involved. And we see all the coaches as like our family members. We don't see them as coaches, we come and then we go. So that's the thing that all of you guys have. And how do you enable us to, for example, if we want to be coaches, how can we, what's the one thing that we need?
Be yourself. Be yourself, bring your personality, bring your style to the game. And it's something we want to do with Old Alliance is you're coming along to the academies as players and trying to improve your game. One thing we stress is start that coaching path early as well. Get involved, volunteer and help, and because you just never know. That might be the part of the game that you enjoy the most and go, well, maybe the playing path isn't what I want to go, but what I want to do is coach. And so, be yourself, bring your personality. Don't try and mimic anything because then you're not being true to yourself.
I think what we said is key, and you mentioned that. You said we diverse. The best answer is you see with three different people, and it's why you make it fun. If it had been three Zen, three David, or three Barry, it would be boring for people because we're so diverse. It's why it creates the riches and the interest. diversity, and it's what we need. Be yourself and just discover more other people and more fun.
So we've got 20 seconds till the ad break, and after the ad, we will discuss Zain's cricket story, because I think all of your fans would like to know how you got into cricket.
He's got the most fans. He's the best good looking.
He has two fans, so he's more.
All right, listeners, thank you for listening to the first half of the Bat and Ball show. We will see you after the ad break with our wonderful coaches we have here. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. In Luton and its surrounding areas, it is now time for Salat al-Isha.
लुटन और इसके मज़ाफ़ात में नमाज इशा का वक्त हुआ चाहता है.
This azan has been sponsored by Ideal Properties. Contact us on 01582 721110 or log on to www.idealpropertiesltd.co.uk.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على حي على الفلاح، حي على الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه المقاما محمودا الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
Would you like to sponsor the azan? If so, give us a call on 01582 481810 or email us on info@inspirefm.org.
From the studios of Inspire FM, the time is now 6:30.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the Bat and Ball show. In the second half, we are joined by our three lovely coaches, Zain, David and Barry, and our co-host Hashim. So we are now going to listen to Zain's story of how he started playing cricket and his journey of becoming a coach. So over to you, Zain.
Yeah, it's a funny one. I think I mentioned earlier on about moving to this country and just kind of never had played cricket before. I kind of ever since I played, I just kind of fell in love with the sport, and kind of I was the first person in my family to pick up a bat and start playing on a regular basis. It was just one of those things that when you experience it, you're like, yeah, why did I not do this when I was younger? And it's given me everything. Honestly, it's given from confidence to building my own sort of personality. From the amount of friends I've made over the years, it's unreal. The amount of people that you meet and the amount of genuine people that you meet, and you can work together, you can meet, you can hang about with. Honestly, it just gives you so much. It's just not a sport. It's about everything, from your social life to playing and everything. It's given me everything. So yeah, that's just how my kind of journey started. And from playing out in the streets to for a local club, and it's motivated me to work hard in every aspect of life, not just on the field, outfield and kind of off the field, to work hard in what I do on a daily basis. Yeah, so just so many words that kind of need summarising. Yes, yeah, no, I think that's the kind of just the starting journey. Yeah, it's hard to put so many words into it's so small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you just don't think about it. Yeah.
And after listening to all you guys' story, how has being a coach impacted your life, and how not just a cricket coach, any coach, how does that help you in your life outside of cricket? Because otherwise, when you retire from cricket, when you stop playing cricket, you've got other family problems. How does that help you mentally and
I would say the observation. You
Yes.
observe more and you just self-reflect quicker. So obviously more difficult when it's your kids than if it's your coaching session, because your children it's more difficult, more emotion. But you just try to have this self-reflection, say what happened, so what we do, like we say planning and observation is what I think we do more, and maybe more planning as well. Like a real coach, you think what you want and you just plan what we could do in the next 4, 3, 5, 10 sessions, if we can talk about session with the family. But yeah, on even for everything is just observation, reflect and plan, I would say.
There's a lot of international cricketers, when they ask this question, how has cricket helped them in their life, and they say they become more mature, and they say that Shahid Afridi said that after retirement life, he's become more relaxed, because in a match situation you're under pressure, and the pressure that you are in a match as you're the captain all the time. When you have to listen to press conferences, answer their questions, and after you finish cricket, the other problems in your life, they don't seem that big because you've dealt with that pressure in cricket. And you think how is cricket different from other sports? Like the pressure you have under a game, like the game we played today, like it's proper, it was very good. And the tournament you guys played yesterday, what was that piece of advice you gave to the players?
You putting this one on me?
No, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, the pressures are different because it's almost twofold. You've got a team pressure and you've got an individual pressure.
Yeah.
Because you've got to execute your own skill, and by executing your own skill, you're helping the team. So there's almost that bit that, and I think you get it as players, and we still do playing as well, that if we fail, we feel that we've let the team down, not just ourselves. So I think the one bit of advice I would give when it comes to the game is just give your best, because you're not going to succeed every time. The best players in the world don't go out and score hundreds every game.
Yeah.
If they did, it would be boring.
Or enjoyable.
Is go out and do your best, but be that collective and be that team. And if you are that team and you're that family, and there's one thing that we like to put in is that family members, what do? They support each other.
Yes.
If one fails, the others hold them up. And I think that's the one thing. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to succeed. The more pressure you put on yourself, the more likely you are to fail.
Yeah.
It's relax, enjoy your game, push it forward, and rely on that support from your family. And when they need your support, be there for them as well.
And one thing, I've seen on several sports, we just try to control everything, and you can't just control yourself. So I think the best advice for me would be just say, be yourself and control what you can control, mean yourself. So everything external to you, you cannot do anything with. So just ignore, focus on yourself. If you're the best player, you're lucky. If you're not the best player, just try to be your best version. Don't try to control the uncontrollable.
And talking international cricket, the best example we have from going down to the top is England. In 2015 World Cup, you all remember England were knocked out before the quarterfinals. Owen Morgan was under huge pressure because they were trying to get him out of our captaincy. And the next day, they lost the T20 World Cup final. Ben Stokes, how do you think he was feeling at that time? Absolutely shattered. I remember I was shattered just watching the game, feeling for him. And then he went on becoming the best player of the World Cup and the Ashes after that. So these...
I have the answer for that. Funny story. The psychologist for England is a former coach of France cricket team.
Oh, really?
So that's why they won, because they have the best psychologist. Only that. But I think, to be honest, psychology. You talk about under pressure, pressure, how you control pressure, if that's psychologist. And if you know what you control and you're a nice bubble, you just remove all your bugs you can have around you. So it's why they play well, because they were focused on one goal.
Yeah. But if you look at Pakistani Indian fans, something that even Zain could agree that we have a very good habit of criticizing our players. So we've got Babar Azam here. One match he performs really well, we become huge fans of him. The next match he gets out, we start criticizing him. We say to him, remove him from captaincy. He doesn't deserve to be the captain. And I think Pakistan versus Australia, Shaheen was the captain. And Pakistan didn't play well. Now we're saying, get him out. So we need to learn to respect our players. Because if we don't respect our players, how do we expect the players to, do well?
Right. Go to France. You have 66 million selectors for the football French team. When we win, he's the best guy. When they lose, sack the selector. So every sport, every country, and just give time. I think, as Barry said earlier, the best player don't perform 100% every game. So we have to be aware that with the long-term pictures, what they've done is what rugby recently France won. When they lost, everybody said sack the coach. But 2 days before, he was nearly a god because we won. So
Look, England got to the top because they believed in what they were doing. Even if you go to Bazball now, and I think the important thing around it is, David said, you control the controllables. You cannot control what people say. Everybody has a right to an opinion, so they're going to have that opinion on whether who should be captain of Pakistan, Australia, whoever. But within the team, within your own family, you have a philosophy. And the one thing why England have got so good over the last few years is the fact that everybody has bought into Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum's philosophy.
Yes.
They buy into it, and they can't control what people say outside. They just go, we're going to do what we do on the pitch. And what I love about it is, win or lose, they're sticking to it.
Yeah.
And they win more often than they lose. And when they do lose, they lose in rather fun and dramatic. So what did I say? Fun. They're going out and they're absolutely loving their cricket. And somebody was told, you should care if you lose. Why? Is the question I'll throw back. Why should you care if you lose? You move on to the next. Have you enjoyed the game? Yeah. Have you brought entertainment to millions of fans out there? Absolutely. You've done your job, haven't you? You can walk away and say that you've done your job. So believe in your philosophy as a team, control the controllables like David has said, and the pressure doesn't become as much pressure.
Even look at the West Indies. Like, who would have thought West Indies would, demolish Australia in their home country? Because West Indies cricket was shattering for like the past few years. They had no sponsors. All the big players were retiring. With a young team, they came forward, and they had that mindset with them. Now, mindset, we haven't discussed that so far today, but I think this is what all the players need to listen to. Is we got our coaches here who know what a very good mindset is. Now, if you're going to think all the time, I'm going to get out first, or I'm not going to bowl properly, do you think that you guys are going to be playing well? No. So you're talking about mindset while batting. How can we improve that? Because sometimes, in a match situation, like a tournament we have, and you got your opponent on the other end, and who's asking you, let me face the balls. But how can you improve your mindset and believe in yourself?
One thing I don't know if you were at yesterday's sort of session at MBA. One thing I talked about with the group was not overcomplicating everything. You get so many things before you bowl that first ball or you face that first ball. You get so many things going through your head, through your mind. So you need not overcomplicate. That's one thing for sure. Just try that first ball. Just bowl that first ball. Once again, that's just a simple and small advice you can give to a player. Try that without thinking about who you're bowling or how fast the guy's bowling. Just trust your instinct. Just trust your own performance. I mean, again, it's believing in yourself and believing that process that you're going through, through
Yeah.
your trainings, through all the hard work that you put in.
I don't think as well. Don't know, as you say, not overthinking. How many times, and I see with players myself, sort of, and when I rarely get the ball machine out, is also now what speed's it on. I'm like, it doesn't matter what speed it's on.
Yeah.
Play the ball that comes, because psychologically, you tell somebody you're bowling 80 mile an hour, all of a sudden they're like, oh my goodness,
yes.
I'm bowling 80 mile an hour. I can't do this. And I've proven it in sessions to them where I tell them what pace they're on. I can't do it. They miss. The stumps are flying everywhere. And a few weeks later, they're going, oh, what pace am I on? Oh, we're just doing 60 this week. And I'll actually have it on 70, and they're hitting and clearing it through.
Yeah.
And then they go, that seemed a bit quicker than 60. Well, that's because it was 70 odd.
70.
Oh, was it? So you can do it.
Because if you tell them the
It's
speed,
all in that mindset.
yeah, the brain is going to just be worrying about how fast the ball is coming, and then you lose concentration of your batting.
You're not concentrating on
Yeah.
what you should
Yeah.
be doing. You're concentrating on what they're doing, and it goes back to controlling the controllables.
I
You
can
play your game.
Back to
I
the-
can say the same, that I've experienced that as well. Like, when I started first facing bowling machines, I used to be like, when my coach used to put it at 60, 50, I used to get a little scared. So I was trying to put it down to 30, and then gradually increase it. And once I was started on 40, and then after 2 hours of training session, I go and look at the thing, and it's on 62, but I'm still playing the same way I was normally. But it's just about your mental mindset and how you normally play.
Absolutely, it's about getting into that set. And the way I got it was when I was in the army and I was playing there, and one of the maintenance guys was from the Caribbean, was from St. Lucia, and I was struggling with my batting.
Yeah.
And he walked up to you once, and it was in days of Walkmans. And he just pulled this out of his pocket and he said, "Why are you batting?" And he just plugged these 2 earphones in. And he says, "Listen to this, ignore everything else." And it's one of the first times I properly really listened to reggae music as well. And I was sat there batting, and I've got reggae music going on my ears. I couldn't hear anything else in the pitch. And then he just to get bowling him, he said, "Don't hear him out, just so you couldn't hear anything else around." And all of a sudden I'm starting to hit.
Yeah.
And he says, "Get into your world,
Yes.
get into your bubble, do what you can do." And even now, and we're talking,
You're
that was,
listening
about,
reggae, yeah?
that was around about 2004, 2005, sort of when I was out there in Germany. So we're talking 20 years ago. Even now, when I'm struggling, Bob Marley comes in my head. Because
Get
for
up, stand
me,
up.
Yeah.
exactly, it's what's coming in my head, because I'm struggling. So how do I get into my world? Well, he comes into my head, and the reggae music comes into my head, and it gets me back into that. So again, possibly mindset is finding where's that happy place, what helps you. The equilibrium, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Get your equilibrium back and not worry the fact that it's got 90 mile an hour coming down.
Yeah, I think it's back to the principle you were talking about, saying talk about facing a quick bowler, and the same thing when the guy arriving, he's a quick bowler, you have everything, but ball arrive, you have a bat. If you forget everything else, 60 miles, 90 miles, just mindset, just a mental trick, just focus on what you know, what you do, and something will happen.
Even in fielding, don't look how aggressive the batsman is or where is he going to play the shot. Just keep your eye on the ball, and then you automatically go towards the ball. Even when you're bowling, same thing. If you think that the batsman is a very good batsman, he's going to hit me everywhere, don't think about that. Just think about aim, look at the wickets. This is what my coach told me, just face the keeper. Look at the keeper in the eye, and that's where you're going to bowl. And that's helped me get my line and length correct. So far, the talk is going very well. We've got 15 minutes, so we're going to talk a little bit about international cricket. And I know a lot of you guys are from Scotland. Now, Scotland cricket, how is it going up there?
Good, I think good. Our under 19 were in the World Cup. They did relatively well, and even the Irish were a bit better, winning against New Zealand. But I think we do well. I think one guy scored over 260.
Yeah, I think it was Gould with about 250 odd runs in the tournament. So we've got some good young players coming through, and I think that bodes well for the future. Obviously, we've had the legendary Carl Kurtz retire over the last couple of years, and it's about finding those replacements coming through. I think it's in a good place.
I was just going to speak about
put money on the girls, because we have plenty of young girls arriving.
Yes.
Next year is the under 19 World Cup. I bet in 2-3 years, Scotland, women and girls will be a country to look and watch.
That's why I think the world of cricket in Scotland is changing.
So it's increasing.
It's growing 100%. It's growing with all the sort of stuff that's going on around the world in cricket. It's certainly growing in parts of the world that it's kind of not had cricket before. Especially Scotland being one of them. It's always kind of had some sort of cricket, but it's growing. It's getting some of the young players now coming through that are genuinely play some of the old guys in the
Mhm.
senior team. So again, we are getting that talent. It's about how we maximise that talent, how we keep on getting that talent. It's creating that cycle where we keep on getting these guys.
Yeah. Even the Scottish team has been established very well. I remember the first time I saw it was in the 2015 World Cup in Australia, and Kyle Kurtzer, yes, said made 156.
Yeah.
And I used to watch cricket all the time. And every team I used to watch. I didn't really just stick to Pakistan, England, India. I used to watch every team. I remember Scotland was one of my favorite teams because I love that. A lot of their players were not even from Scotland. And you got Richie Berrington who's from South Africa. You've got some South Asian players as well.
Yeah.
So you think diversity in Scotland is just like England. And you've got Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, Rehan Ahmed, a lot of all these players. And if you even look at the England team, everyone's from England. Like the captain Morgan was from Ireland. You've got Chris Jordan, Jofra Archer from the Caribbean.
Ben Stokes is from New Zealand.
New
Yeah,
Zealand.
Stokes is New Zealand. Yeah.
So it's not about who's from England or who's from where. It's all about just playing cricket and being a family, like you guys mentioned before.
It's playing for somewhere that you feel you belong,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Home isn't necessarily the flag that you were born under.
Yes.
Home is where you feel part of that family, and it's something that we want to bring on. You know what I mean? And within ourselves at Old Alliance as well, it's having that family that we're going on. But yeah, it's you play where you're happy, don't you?
Yeah. And all the Old Alliance sessions, do you think all your players are enjoying well? And so what is for the future now? What have you guys got planned?
Oh, we have million plans.
Yeah, we have a million plans.
It's just last week we celebrated our 1 year creation of the Old Alliance. So we're very young as Old Alliance, so we have million of plans. But what we've seen this weekend make us very confident. We're growing quickly, and
this weekend, one of the big steps we've taken in growing the business in the UK, not just Scotland, but initially we did think it was just a localised thing in Scotland. Now it's become UK wide.
Yeah.
Think about the work academies in Glasgow, academies in down in Luton. So again, it's just something that again you don't think about when you start a business. As you start taking those big steps, you suddenly start making those big moves. Yeah.
We've got hopefully some good news coming in the next couple of weeks, which you can't divulge yet. We've got to dot some I's and cross some T's, but hopefully we've got some big news coming in the next couple of weeks. But for the summer, we're already well into planning for summer camps here in Luton, up in Scotland, and that as well, and tournaments and games. It's very much we want to create as much opportunity as we can, for those that are within our academy setup, but those that also aren't as well. Building links with the teams that are around and just creating more and more opportunity for going along. So there's some big plans coming.
I think because it's on radio, it makes sense to say stay tuned with Old Alliance.
Exactly. Stay tuned because hopefully with the next couple of weeks we've got some really big news coming and that we're really excited about as well.
Yeah, no, just again, for the people that are listening to us, we've 3 guys, we've got a full-time job. We each try to do something on the side. Again, it's the hard work that you put in, that's what you get out of it.
If we can help people to be part of the change of their future, make them great people, we're happy here.
This weekend coming down, it's more for us to kind of know who our audience is. It's seeing you guys play in tournament and at the academy, for us to kind of break everything down and see if these are the guys that we're looking to do all this for. So.
Meet you guys, meet the people. You know what I mean? It's not about we don't want to sit in an office and go, right, we run these academies here and there and everything. For us, it's about family, not just the coaches, but those that we coach as well. It's about bringing that through, meeting the people. We want that personal connection with everybody. We want to bring our personalities. I mean, the 3 of us come from very different backgrounds, but we bounce off each other. We bring each other out, and the same with Kayam, Coach K, Nauman, and Paraz. Again, these are the kind of guys that bring in, it's very much family to us. And that is an ethos and a philosophy we want to run right throughout Old Alliance, whether it's academies in Luton, in Scotland, with aspirations of going across into Europe and running things in Europe. We want to take that philosophy, that love, that passion that we have everywhere that we go. And when we turn up, they want to feel like it's uncles and such turning up. And not just, we don't know these coaches. Who are these? And that's very much what we want to bring.
As you said earlier, we're not teachers. We're not running a classroom. We talk several times about family. For me, I don't mind coach or player with the same team. In cricket, it's a team game. So with the same team, we take part with you.
as you said, family members are like, if you're struggling, your responsibility is to help us grow. Now, obviously, you guys are much older than me and my brother and all the participants, so that's the whole point. And we're learning from you. So when we become coaches one day, we're going to implement the same thing. And I mean, I've only seen David and especially I've seen Barry before, but Zayn in Malvern, that was in summer. But now speaking in a podcast, I got to know a lot about you and on the training sessions. And it's a great feeling, you know, being part of. I've never seen as many coaches, honestly. My cricket journey has been completely different. I was very shy. Just like all of you guys are saying, I was shy. You know, I used to just play video games all day. Not all day, but I wasn't really that active.
All night.
So coming to sessions like this, you know, really boosts my confidence and my communication. Now I'm speaking on the radio with much confidence. Hopefully I am. And coming to sessions. So you think this is one thing all the players can take away?
Absolutely. I mean, I can use my personal experience with my own son that David and Zayn know. Finlay, he's my eldest, absolute cricket nut. Suffers really bad anxiety in going places, meeting new people. He doesn't like that. But step onto a cricket field, step into a cricket hall, anywhere, that absolutely disappears.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing we can say about that is cricket is awesome for that.
Yes.
Because it allows you to forget all those anxieties. It allows you to feel part of something. No matter what your ability is, you feel part of something. And I think that's what we want for everybody. You know what I mean? And come along, give it a go, no matter how you are, because it is like stepping into a whole other world. And that is literally a blessing that you get from
I can
cricket.
just join you what you said. Being French, speaking French, I developed my English because I wanted to play cricket. I wanted to share, ask questions. So it's what you develop. And you don't feel it's your work or something because cricket is just so great. You don't notice everything. It just, I think for me, I say doing different sport, I think cricket, it doesn't look a sport. It's more friends together.
Yes.
And life, we say. So you don't have feelings, right, to work or to learn something. It's just enjoyment. Everything you do. Yeah, less enjoying when you have 90 miles ball coming to you, but if not, it's just enjoyment.
As we're on about anxiety, I want to speak about what do you think, how important do you think mental health is within cricket, and how can, you know, people that are suffering from different mental health apply that and try and help and get out of cricket, so like try and reduce the mental health through cricket? What do you think on that?
I think it's for Barry, this one, yeah.
So personally, I have mental health issues myself. From a lot of from through my history. So mental health is something that's very close to me, and it's why I like to have that personal connection with everybody that I can coach, and the same within the team, because you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know how people feel, and I think you should be able to have that comfort within your cricket session, whatever, to be able to approach somebody that's different, because it's not always family members you need to go to. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not comfortable going to your mum or your dad or your gran. Sometimes it's the coaches, because it's a bit of more of an unbiased sort of opinion you go to.
It's more of like a friend to friend relationship.
And you don't feel to be judged.
You don't. One of
the
the biggest things around mental health is people are judged.
People judge.
No matter what form of mental health you've got, you feel judged for it. So look, absolutely. It is huge, and cricket is such a powerful tool to help you get over that.
Feeling like, because if family pressure comes in and stuff, feeling mental health, it's like a bit of a, it starts pressurizing them. But you know, if you speak to the coaches, they will help you, you know, get through them, tell you to the right people, to direct you to the right people, and try to help you reduce it through cricket. As cricket is something you want to enjoy and not keep as a burden on you. So some people go out to escape and just use cricket as a way to escape mental health.
Exactly, and they use cricket, as you say, sort of, it's a family you lean on. I'll get to you in a minute. Then you lean on. It helps you learn to lean on your family as well. It helps you to trust a little bit more into your own family because you've got that environment as well. Sorry, Zen.
You know, one of the things that I probably say is, me personally as a coach, I think our success stories are it's the people we coach and the kind of changes we've managed to make throughout the years. It's not, oh, I've been a level 3 coach and all that stuff. It's how I've helped and used my existence in a coaching role to, and the platform to have those kind of
build a
success
person,
stories. Building a person. Like if I've managed to help someone in the past through my coaching, that has just provided me the space to be able to just back the ball. But again, that's more than good for me. I'm happy with that. Again, if I'm able to do that, and if a young person just comes and says, "Oh, I've had fun just because I've managed to just be in that environment and not done anything but just being in that environment again. I'm more than happy. And that is the success story that I look to get out of everything that I do.
Thank you very much. So we are now approached the end of our show with our lovely coaches, and we have had a very good podcast so far. How you guys found it?
Oh, I think now that more and more things are popping out, honestly, this one all was great. I mean,
Yeah.
it just sums up the weekend and the day.
Yeah.
A great way to finish it. We could probably talk for way longer, but
Yes.
thank you for having
Thank
us.
you very
Yeah.
much for listening
Thank
to our
you.
show. We will see you next week. Thank you.